Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me,
Hey, Sketch.
and my friends are gonna
Hey, guess
try to
what?
move your feet.
I'm thinking of starting my own rap group.
Oh no. I don't like the direction this is heading. Don't you think you might be a little old for that?
Old? Well, some of the best rappers are old.
What?
Well, sure. Just watch this.
I set up hip hop, the hipping to the hip hop. You don't stop the rocket to the bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie, the beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to groove your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, the boogie, so the boogie say up, jump, the boogie, so the bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that will make your body.
In Chapter 11, Module 2, we'll wrap up residual income and then talk about delivery cycle times and balanced scorecard. Let's wrap up residual income by working a few problems. First, a quick refresher that residual income is equal to net operating income minus average operating assets times minimum required rate of return. Redmond Awnings, a division of Wrap-Up Corp., has a net operating income of $60,000 and average operating assets of $300,000. The required rate of return for the company is 15%. What's the division's ROI?
ROI would be net operating income divided by average operating assets, or $60,000 divided by $300,000, giving us 20%.
Right. It's greater than the company required rate of return of 15%. Let's do another. Redmond Awnings this time has a net operating income of $60,000, average operating assets of $300,000. What's our new ROI if management makes a $100,000 investment in a new machine that generates $18,000 of additional operating income?
ROI would be $78,000 divided by $400,000, or 19.5%.
If the manager is held accountable for improving their ROI, would they do this deal?
No, because this lowers the division's ROI from 20% to 19.5%.
That's right. She would not want to invest in this project because its return is 18%, which would reduce her division's ROI from 20% to 19.5%. We have to be careful with ROI because in this case, only investments greater than 20% would be considered by the manager. But a lesser returning investment might still be good for the company, which the manager wouldn't even consider. Same problem as before, but this time the company has a required rate of return of 15%. Would they make an investment of $100,000 to generate additional net income of $18,000?
ROI of the investment is $18,000 divided by $100,000, or 18%. So I think they would want to invest in this project because the return on the investment exceeds the minimum required rate of return.
That's right. Okay, let's change the facts up a little bit more. This time, Redmond Awnings has a net operating income of $60,000 and average operating assets of $300,000. The required rate of return for the company is 15%. What's our residual income?
We subtract our required return from the net operating income to find the residual income. So our required return is 15% of $300,000, or $45,000. If our operating income is $60,000, then the residual income must be $15,000.
That's right. Let's do another one. If the manager of Redmond Awnings is evaluated based on residual income, would she want to make an investment of $100,000 that would generate additional net operating income of $18,000 per year?
Our new net income would be $78,000, and our new operating assets would be $400,000. So 15% of $400,000 is $60,000, minus the net operating income of $78,000 gives us residual income of $18,000.
Good. Since the investment increases residual income by $3,000, she would want to invest in this project. A disadvantage of the residual income approach is that it doesn't take into consideration the average operating assets other than to determine the minimum required return, so it can't be used to compare performance of divisions of different sizes. Let's look at two divisions, a retail division and a wholesale division. They both have a required rate of return of 20%. So, based on operating assets of $100,000, the retail division has a minimum required return of $20,000, and the wholesale division, whose operating assets are $1 million, has a minimum required return of $200,000.
The retail division has an actual income of $30,000, which gives them a residual income of $10,000. And the wholesale division has an income of $220,000, so their residual income is $20,000.
Based only on residual income, you would think the wholesale division is a better investment because the residual income is larger. However, the return on investment for the retail division is 30% compared to the wholesale division return on investment of 22%. The wholesale division residual income is larger just because a division is larger. As a consequence, managers should consider return on investment along with other measurements such as ROI in order to get a full understanding of the investment. Now let's talk about delivery cycle times. Let's start with some definitions. Delivery cycle time is the entire time from when a customer order is received to when the completed order is shipped.
Wait time is the time after a customer order is received, but before production has started. It usually happens because we may have had to order some parts to do the manufacturing, or maybe the order was just put in line behind other orders that were received before this order.
Once production starts, we have process time, inspection time, move time, and queue time. Process time is the actual production time. This is the only value add that there is. Inspection time is a quality control time. Move time is the time consumed in moving product through the manufacturing stages, from raw material to various production steps to finished goods. And queue time is the time product sits, waiting to be moved or for production to occur.
Process time plus inspection time plus move time plus queue time are added together to get throughput time. In other words, throughput time or manufacturing cycle time is the amount of time required to turn raw materials into completed products.
Remember, the process time is the only value add time.
Manufacturing cycle efficiency is computed by dividing value added time by manufacturing or throughput time. A cycle efficiency of less than 1 indicates that non-value added time is present in the production process.
Again, remember that process time is the only true value add time. The more value add time and the less non-value add time, like inspection, moving, or queue time, then the more efficient the production process is. Through process improvements, many companies have greatly reduced the non-value add time, but they generally find that there will always be some inefficiencies or non-value add time in any production process. Let's work a problem. Assume a TQM team at Narton Corp has recorded the following average times for production. Wait time, 3 days. Inspection time, 0.4 days. Process time, 0.2 days. Move time, 0.5 days. And queue time, 9.3 days. What's our throughput time?
Throughput time is the sum of process time, inspection time, move time, and queue time. The total of these 4 times is 10.4 days.
Same set of facts, but this time let's calculate manufacturing cycle efficiency time.
Manufacturing cycle efficiency is the value-added time divided by throughput time. Process time is our only value-added time. Process time is 0.2 days divided by throughput time of 10.4 days results in a manufacturing cycle efficiency of 1.9%.
That's right. Or, of the entire 10.4 days that the manufacturing process takes, only 0.2 days, or 1.9%, is value add. This is pretty low and would suggest that we could find some efficiencies in our production process that could end up saving us some money. What if we had the same set of facts, but this time let's calculate the delivery cycle time?
Delivery cycle time is the sum of wait time plus throughput time. The total for these 2 times is 13.4 days.
Now let's talk about balanced scorecard. A balanced scorecard consists of an integrated set of performance measures that are derived from and support a company's strategy. The measures included in a company's balanced scorecard are unique to its specific strategy.
The balanced scorecard enables top management to translate its strategy into 4 groups of performance measures: financial, customer, internal business processes, and learning and growth.
The premise of these 4 groups of measurements is that learning is necessary to improve internal business processes. This in turn improves the level of customer satisfaction, thereby improving financial results.
So if we improve learning and growth in the right way, then that will improve the processes, which will improve the value proposition to customers, which should improve our financial results.
The balanced scorecard relies on non-financial measures in addition to financial measures for 2 reasons.
Financial measures are lag indicators that summarize the results of past actions. They tell us what has already happened. Non-financial measures are leading indicators of future financial performance. These can be more important because they can find out about a problem and correct it before it causes a negative financial impact.
As well, top managers are ordinarily responsible for financial performance measures, not lower-level managers. Non-financial measures are more likely to be understood and controlled by the lower-level managers. While the entire organization has an overall balanced scorecard, each responsible individual should have his or her own personal scorecard as well. A personal scorecard should contain measures that can be influenced by the individual being evaluated and that support the measures in the overall balanced scorecard. A balanced scorecard, whether for an individual or the company as a whole, should have measures that are linked together on a cause and effect basis. Each link can be read as, if we improve this performance measure, then this other performance measure should also improve.
The balanced scorecard lays out a theory of how a company can take concrete actions to attain desired outcomes. If the theory proves false or the company alters its strategy, we would change the scorecard measurements.
Incentive compensation for employees probably should be linked to the balanced scorecard performance measures. However, this should only be done after the organization has been successfully managed with the scorecard for a period of time. Managers must be confident that the measures are reliable, not easily manipulated, and understandable by everybody that's being evaluated by them. Assume that Jaguar, a car dealership, pursues this strategy. See how the 4 measurements are fit into the customer value proposition? Examples of measures that Jaguar may select with their corresponding cause and effect linkages include those shown on the next slides.
If employee skills in installing options increases, then the number of options available should increase, and the time to install an option should decrease.
If the number of options available increases and the time to install an option decreases, then customer satisfaction with options available should increase.
If the customer satisfaction with options available increases, then the number of cars sold should increase.
If the time to install an option decreases and the customer satisfaction with options available increases, then the contribution per car should increase, which should cause profits to increase. So the balanced scorecard starts with learning and growth and ends up with improved financial results by improving processes and increasing customer satisfaction. That's all for Chapter 11, Module 2. Take it away, boys.
Body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Check it out. I'm the CA Sanfield B, and the rest is FLY. You see, I go by the code of the doctor of the mix, and these reasons I'll tell you why. You see, I'm 6'1", and it turns up on, and I dress to a teen. You see, I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I dress so viciously. Everybody go hotel, motel. What you gonna do today?
Say what?
Because I'm a airline girl, gonna get some spanky drive off and the death OJ. Everybody go
Hotel, motel, holiday inn. Say if your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend.